Let Jim tell that story. Jim.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words and bring greetings on behalf of all the citizens of Ottawa. We very much appreciate you hosting your 90th annual convention right here in the city of Ottawa. And the story is that I hadn't realized where the CTF office was. I was told it was on Don Reed Drive. Well, Don Reed is a former mayor of Ottawa. And the reason I mention that, and I'm going to bring Nina into this story as well, because I just met Nina, who's from the United Kingdom and is wearing a chain of office similar to what a mayor wears. And there's a very funny story involving our most famous mayor, first female mayor of any city in North America, named Charlotte Whitten, back in the 1950s. And yes, some of you have heard of Charlotte Whitten. She was quite a character, actually. And one day back, I think in 1960, she was greeting the Lord Mayor of London, who had arrived to visit Ottawa on an official visit. And Charlotte had a quick wit about her, and she was all dressed up wearing a lovely rose on her lapel. And the Lord Mayor of London arrived, very proper, very British, and he had his chain of office on. And he went up to Charlotte and said, "Madam Mayor, if I smell your rose, will you blush?" And without missing a beat, she said, "My Lord Mayor, if I pull your chain, will you flush?" So, I'm not going to pull your chain, Nina. But the connection is that Don Reed defeated Charlotte Whitten as mayor. And it was quite an interesting election because Charlotte Whitten was the mayor and her brother-in-law challenged her. And he ran against her, and then Don Reed won by coming up the middle. It was this family feud. So that's the history of Don Reed, where the CTF has its offices. I'm here really to thank you very much for choosing Ottawa. Merci beaucoup pour choisir la ville d'Ottawa pour cette conférence cette année. C'est un plaisir pour moi d'être ici au nom de tous mes collègues à la Conseil municipal. It's a real pleasure to be here to congratulate you on your 90th anniversary and also to thank you for choosing the nation's capital. We'd like to think that Ottawa should be every Canadian's second hometown. You should feel very welcome here. And I do hope you take the time to visit some of the attractions that your tax dollars help pay for, whether it's the Rideau Canal, Parliament Hill, the Byward Market, and some of the museums and art galleries that are really quite spectacular and we're very, very proud of. We also have Blues Fest, which is on right now, and groups like Blue Rodeo are performing on Friday night, and many other groups between now and the end of Blues Fest on Sunday. And it's literally located a 10-minute walk from your hotel down by the Canadian War Museum. So we do hope you leave these windowless hotel rooms and have a little bit of time to enjoy the hospitality of the city of Ottawa. I just want to say a quick word of thanks. As I used to work with the Premier. I was in his cabinet for 6 years before I left to run for mayor. And certainly I understand the importance of education and I understand the importance of teaching. My mother was a teacher for 29 years, so I have a little bit of a sense of some of the joys and frustrations of teaching, particularly in the 21st century. But I have great admiration for the work that you do and the way you inspire young people. And really, when I have the opportunity to travel around the world, I quickly realize that the advantage that we have in North America, and particularly in Canada, is a publicly funded education system. Because as your slogan says, building Canada through education, bâtir le Canada par l'éducation, that is what is going to help ensure that our economy continues to thrive, that creates the jobs of the future. We're never going to win the battle of the wages with some of the developing countries. That will never be done. We can't compete with China and Vietnam and India. But we will win the battle through education. And it starts as that young person takes their first steps into the kindergarten classroom, into elementary school, high school, post-secondary education, apprenticeship, and education really is a lifelong journey. So I want to thank you for the work that you do, day in and day out. It's not an easy job. I certainly I can appreciate some of the challenges that you face and some of the criticism that you face, but I appreciate you taking on a leadership role with the CTF and being here to talk about education and our future together. Alors, merci beaucoup à tous et tous qui est responsable pour cette conférence. Congratulations and have a great conference and get out and visit our city. Merci. Thank you.